Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Just taking a look here at Solana, see where we're at. Bitcoin's pumping right now, which is good. Definitely awesome. We like to see that specifically on Mondays. And as long as the volume continues, we should be in good shape to see Solana follow suit. But we also got to recognize we're in this resistance range as of last week. That was the range of potential slowing down, which we are starting to see that. But also, we want to pay attention to volume too for Solana, see where there's at. So if Solana does show a lot of open interest below the price and a liquidation delta shift, it may be worthwhile considering a long. But from a liquidation standpoint, there is local liquidation at 161. That's the upper range of that current resistance range. And then 170 is that heaviest concentration for us. So just know 170 is the more likely culprit there to see some resistance there or some slowing down once we get there. Now we're starting to see break even from liquidation delta. I love to see this. This basically implies that most shorts have either closed their position or got squeezed out here recently. But more important, there's more shorts to get squeezed out because there's liquidation above the price and liquidation deltas shifting momentum. So what this tells us there's just as many bulls as there are bears in the market right now, but there's more liquidation above than below the price. There's incentive there, and the price is more likely to go higher because of that. So I think 170 seems like a practical place for a continuation. Also, from our 1 month perspective here, we can see 155 is that local area of support, basically that open interest range where people are adding the most to their position for Solana. So that reinforces support in that area. Those are all good things, right? Furthermore, too, I also feel that Bitcoin is going to continue higher. We're in a long position right now with Bitcoin with a take profit target in the 109K range. So there's a decent chance that we see a continuation for Solana if obviously Bitcoin continues higher. Bitcoin dominance is pulling back right now too, so a good sign for alts. But taking a look here at the daily, it's kind of a bit of a mess here because we're below the 50 and the 200 SMA. So once more, kind of reinforcing that resistance at 160 with some added confluence with that moving average. We also want to look here too as well and recognize that we're trying to break free, but we haven't gone above 50 in the RSI. So still a little premature for the price action to continue higher or break out. But we do have good momentum here, and there's a likely continuation here if we can get the price action to go basically sideways and up a little bit more. In other words, if volume increases, we'll be in good shape. It's really what we need to pay attention to. Right now, volume is in good shape. It's not great, but it's still pretty good. In fact, the amount of volume we saw over the weekend rivals that of weekday buying pressure. So that's also a good sign. It's really kind of random and strange that Solana was increasing so much, but it's also probably not because I think there is a fundamental catalyst with some kind of unlock, if I'm not mistaken. I think I heard that somewhere. Comment below if that is the case or if you know more. But at this point here, 4-hour time frame, good momentum shift above the 50 and the 20-day SMA. I like to look for that when I consider longs. Momentum is good for the MACD. Stochastic swinging down, but that's typical. I wouldn't worry too much about that. We also can recognize we're above our SMA there. So we've got like 9 out of 10 reasons here why we're in pretty good shape. Just note this 163 area does have some confluence there. So if we break above 160, that was pretty much the narrative last week too, then we're going to be in good shape to see 170 or higher. Between now and then, we got a lot of resistance above us, and if Bitcoin slows down, we may not see the continuation. But worst case scenario, price pulls back to 155 and pivots or averages itself out here, and we see a nice type of bullish rectangle pattern. Okay, so those are the things I like to look for. But at this point, I think we're in pretty good shape. I think we're more likely to see further upside for majority of coins here today, pending we don't have another fundamental catalyst with some ridiculous type of news about war efforts in another country. So that's kind of where we're at. Thanks again so much for being an awesome part of my life. Don't forget, we do have a Trading Academy community and signals group. Link down below for that. Got a lot of new members coming over. Be sure to read through my signals guide. This is available to everyone just to make sure you understand how to trade my trades if you're going to consider doing that. Most of all, learn from my university and be sure to be to learn as much as you can. We got an awesome community and things are great over here. So really appreciate that, and we'll look forward to see you in the next one. Thanks again so much for your time. Take care.